Welcome back. The National Security Minister has reached the end of his rope with the sharp increase in violent crime, which has been plaguing the island of late. Herman Gill Francis is calling for the toughest of measures to be enforced to make the nation safe again, even if it means exacting measures similar to the controversial Operation Restore Confidence.
With one fresh homicide on the records Friday afternoon, the island's National Security Minister Herman Gill Francis has indicated that he is prepared to take the island back from the grip of violent criminals by any means necessary. The minister spoke to members of the press on Friday morning and addressed the spate of homicides and violent crime which has terrorized and plagued the nation over the last few months. Francis is hoping to spark a fire under the officers of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, namely the Commissioner of Police Severin Morchery, stating that there is a need to do whatever it takes to take the reins, even if it means resorting to controversial methods.
I'm asking the police to send a strong message to the criminals. We cannot be business as usual. I know persons are going to say that there is the impacts report hanging over the police. But from day one I said that every operation that you do as police officers, they're going to be good operations, they're going to be indifferent operations. We learn from every operation that we conduct. Whether it's bad at the end, we will learn more lessons from that. If it's a good operation, we will still learn lessons from this good operation. And we try to implement what we have learned to make it better. So the excuse that the impact report is hanging over police officers' head and they don't want to take certain actions is ridiculous. Police officers have to decide that they do their work. The Constitution gives them powers of arrest. It gives them instances when they can use deadly force. The criminal code is also there. Use the parameters of the law and do what has to be done.
Francis expressed disappointment in the diminished state of the RSLPF, especially following the scrutiny of the dreaded impacts report. He said the criminals are now ahead of the police in terms of strategy, and this needs to change.
I'm a little disappointed that you don't see the sort of response that we used to see before from the police. I've spoken to the acting commissioner, Mr. O'Brien, and I've asked him to make sure that we get more boots on the ground. What is happening now is that the criminals seem to understand the movements of the police, and they have more time to look out and so on. But if we strategize, I mean, we will never have enough police officers, but if we strategize properly, I think we can get these guys caught in the act. Too many things are happening now, and we're just not getting anybody. We're getting a stabbing, and so we know who stabbed the person, we make an arrest, and that's it. But those shootings, especially this morning, I received information that a gentleman got killed in a shop, and the shop owner is in critical condition. Those sort of incidents, we need to be more focused.
The minister revealed that he was forced to withdraw forces sent over to St. Kitts, as all hands are needed on deck.
I did in fact speak to the Prime Minister yesterday, and I told him that unfortunately I have to withdraw my police officers. So they left St. Kitts yesterday and they will be back in St. Lucia. I've told him that when things get back to a sustainable situation, we may be able to assist them, but we need to take care of our people first, so they're back. They will be back by this weekend.
Francis said the balance must be restored and peace of mind must be brought back to the island. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
As the Christmas season kicks into high gear, motorists are being reminded to buckle up. A driving instructor and the head of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force's Traffic Department are also stressing on the importance of using the seatbelts in the proper fashion in order to remain safe.
Seatbelts are designed not only to keep you from being thrown from a vehicle, but also to absorb the impact of a crash. Research shows that there are, in essence, 3 collisions within any one vehicular crash. First, there's the car's impact with whatever it hits that can cause the body to be forcefully thrown from the vehicle. Then there's the collision of the passenger's body with some part of the vehicle, like the dashboard, for example, or other passengers. Thirdly, even after a passenger's body has come to a stop, their internal organs slam against their bones or other organs, like the brain slamming against the skull. This internal collision often causes serious injury or death. Driving instructor Thomas Francis reminds motorists and passengers that seatbelts protect against all of these possible scenarios.
And it's very important with the way that you buckle your belt. Some people buckle the belt and it's all twisted. Remember that your belt, it's a belt and it's supposed to be fitted flat across the body and the waist. Because in a case of an accident, because that if the belt is twisted, it is easy to cut your neck or your waist, and the belt must be fitted on the solid part of your body, because if it's fitted on your belly, then it's going to cause you a problem if you find yourself in an accident where your body have to go forward.
Inspector Calixtus Shalmine of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force's Traffic Department says compliance with seatbelt requirements is high when carrying out traffic checks. However, many people quickly buckle up to avoid the ticket when they notice the traffic checks in progress. Shalmine warns that wearing a seatbelt must be practiced at all times and should not be thrown on hastily to avoid the $250 fine.
Seatbelt saves lives. Studies have shown that it saves a lot of lives. The other aspect to it is when you're a passenger of a vehicle, you're not aware as to the hazards. The driver normally sees the hazard before you, and you are more at risk before the driver will be. The driver will be aware and sometimes will move themselves from harm's way, and you, the passenger, will be the persons normally getting the severe injuries.
Not wearing a seatbelt is an offense under the law. Both a driver and a passenger are liable for the $250 fine for the traffic offense. But more importantly, buckling up can save your life.
Massey Stores St. Lucia continues to give considerable support to worthy organizations. This week, the company donated to Faces of Cancer and the St. Lucia Diabetes and Hypertension Association. More in this report.
Massey Stores has had a long-standing history of supporting the work of cancer organizations as well as diabetes associations in St. Lucia. That work, however, has always been separate and apart. The company works with cancer organizations in the month of October and diabetes in the month of November. This year, however, the company's activities took a slightly different twist. After 10 years of putting on the Walk for the Cure, the company decided that it could no longer put on the activity, but instead asked the general public as well as its staff to help raise funds for Faces of Cancer. Earlier this week, the company made a presentation to the organization from the proceeds of the drive. According to the head of marketing and corporate communications at Massey Store St. Lucia, this particular donation was a tribute to the power of the customer.
Our customers, they were very proactive, and as we asked them to make donations throughout the month of October leading into the first week of November, we saw them respond with a level of passion that was unprecedented. One of the things that we did indicate that we would do as a company, we said that we would match whatever funds were raised at the cash register. And so this morning we are very pleased to unveil the results of that activity. In total, as we rounded off this morning, we are presenting to Faces of Cancer a check of $10,100 on behalf of both our customers, our staff, and the organization that is Massey Stores.
The organization Faces of Cancer was elated to receive the donation.
So as we know, whatever contribution we get will go a long way in assisting somebody in one way or the other. And we'd also like to thank the customers who made the contribution. That was very much appreciated, because without them, I mean, we just need all the help we can. And we at Faces of Cancer, we just try our best to help in whatever way. And so whatever monies we get, it goes a long way, whether it be in a doctor visit, test, whatever it is, we try to help as many persons as possible.
This year, Massey Stores also took the opportunity to take its campaign for diabetes awareness one step further by hosting Crazy Socks and Sneaker Day. The company hopes that the activity will continue throughout the years.
Over the last, I believe, 13 years, we have enjoyed a very fruitful relationship with that organization. And as Diabetes Month opened in November, we made a contribution of $8,000 to the association. The monies raised from that activity, as well as donations from the cash register on behalf of the Diabetes Association from our customers. We are presenting to the St. Lucia Diabetes and Hypertension Association a second check. This check totals $6,000.
For the Diabetes and Hypertension Association, the donation highlights the importance of collaboration.
We collaborate with anybody and everybody that wants to collaborate with us, and we're very happy that Massey want to collaborate with us because they can see the effects of diabetes not just on individuals but the family, the communities and work as well. They invest in their staff, and it's very important that other organizations recognize that as well.
Over $14,000 was donated to the two charitable organizations. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The Philip Massey grounds in Vieux-Fort will be exploding with talent come Sunday, the 16th of December, as Caribbean Youth Fest Limited presents Youth Fest 2018, featuring the Youth Star Competition and Youth Explosion Party. But before that can happen, the artists engaged in a training workshop to hone their skills.
The 16th annual Youth Fest Youth Star Competition will feature 10 artists in the teen category and 10 in the 20s category. The 2018 Youth Star will take home $5,000 in cash, and the winners and runners-up in each category will receive cash prizes, while all performers will be paid appearance fees. To prepare the artists for the big night, the Youth Fest committee put on a training workshop to prepare them to deliver world-class performances. One of the presenters was Darwin God.
I think Youth Fest, using the arts, is really transforming the lives of a lot of young people, especially the young people I'm talking to. You have people down in Vieux-Fort. It actually brings some action down to Vieux-Fort too. So it's a real good all-encompassing thing. And what was very interesting today too is that I saw a Sergeant Etienne actually speak to the young people and say, listen, for the most times when we interact with young people, it's always to give an order or to make an arrest. But today we are here to help you and hope that we don't have to make that arrest. And it's the interaction between young people and all those organizations is what is really going to make the difference. I'm hoping that when I speak to them, they understand how to perform better, they have a little more confidence in themselves, and understand that the contribution they're making beyond just music, but a contribution from an artistic perspective, and being themselves and how the discipline of art in and of itself helps to develop the individual. And that's it.
For the chairman of the Caribbean Youth Fest, the workshop was an opportunity to help the youth channel their energy into positive things.
We want them to develop in terms of being an artist. As you know, we believe that the arts are definitely a way out. It's a way of employment, it's also a way of expression, and definitely we want to continue to give them the opportunity. And definitely with a training session like this one, we are ensuring that they not just participate in Youth Fest, but they live with something significant, something that is going to help them in the future, help them to enhance their craft, and help them to enhance their music, and also enhance them as an artist or as a person in general.
The show culminates with its Explosion Party, featuring Nyla Blackman, a young, vibrant, upcoming soca star from Trinidad and Tobago, as well as several of St. Lucia's top artists to perform. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us.